doing today?
Fantastic. How are you doing?
Good, good. Can't complain.
Well, you wanted to talk in face to face. How I'm sure I imagine you have some questions.
Yes, sir.
Hit me up.
So, you told me yesterday I do not have to pay for government contracts, but where do I register my business at? To, don't I have to be registered with them before I can start bidding as a contractor and sign up?
So that's an interesting question, and the answer to that is uh, true or false. Anybody, anywhere can bid on any federal contract anytime.
Okay.
I'm asking you a question. True or false?
I would say that's true. You can bid on
That's
it.
right. Anybody, anywhere, anytime can bid on any federal contract. Now, there's a caveat. You have to be registered in SAM.gov in order
Okay.
to be awarded a federal contract.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha. Alright, gotcha. Bidding and being awarded two different things.
completely different things. That's right.
Okay, so SAM.gov. And that's completely free at SAM.gov?
It is.
Okay, okay. Because I had another vendor trying to tell me I had to pay 800 something dollars, and I knew that wasn't so. Everybody's trying to make money off of the little people's back.
Okay. I don't know whether that's true or false. I can just tell you that it's free at SAM.gov to register your entity to do business with the federal government.
Okay, gotcha. So how can you help me? I know you guys are getting a whole bunch of people contracts and this and that. That's why I wanted to talk to you to see how you could help me, to direct me, navigate me a little faster than just trying to learn everything on my own and figure everything out. Like I said, I just passed the state exam, and at the same time, I start doing state contracts. I want to do federal and government.
That's right. Okay. Now, did you watch the video with Michael?
I haven't had time. I had to work last night, so I'm all over. But I did see you text it to me, so I will watch it. I know you recommended me watching it before, but I had to go out to a restaurant last night, so it's been a little tough one.
Okay. So I just want to make sure that you and I have a clear understanding. I did $1 billion worth of work for the United States federal government. Everything from wind tunnels, water treatment plants, to kitchen renovation.
Wow.
Any type of construction that you can imagine, I have performed personally. I bid over 20,000 federal contracts over my career.
Wow.
Okay?
Congratulations.
Made over $300 million over 30 years.
Jeez.
Okay? And
Right.
there's a whole story associated how we ended up in, you and I ending up in this conversation. And anybody who's in the construction industry that is even considering going into federal contracting should watch the video that I sent you.
Okay. I
Okay?
definitely will.
Now, you indicated that everybody's trying to make a buck. In any interaction you've ever seen of me or any video you've ever seen of me, I'm
Gotcha.
never trying to sell anybody anything. And this
Okay.
isn't a Zoom call where I'm going to say, here's your 7 keys and here's the PowerPoint that shows you why you should invest in. None of that bullshit.
Okay.
Okay? I don't need your money or anybody else's money. What I'm here to do is open your eyes as to what this is and what this isn't. And I don't care if you watch that video today, tomorrow, next week, or 5 years from now, or never. But if you want to really understand what it takes to get into this business, it starts with watching that video.
Okay.
But I'll also guarantee you this. After there's stuff that I teach in that video that you will never forget. It's like, how much time did it take you to become a construction How much time did it take you to get your license that you
Oh,
have?
oh, I don't even want to talk about that. The exam, the studying.
Okay, so why did you do that?
to
What?
study in the exam.
That's right. Why did you do that?
To better myself, to better my business, to keep growing, try to bring in more revenue, try to
Okay.
scale my
Okay.
business.
So listen. Look, it's my business to open people's minds, to light the light bulb above their head. Okay? That's what I enjoy doing. And so now let me ask you this. How much time have you invested to look into the federal market?
Not too much.
Very little. And now here's a guy who's done $1 billion worth of work and said, "Hey man, if you want to talk to me, watch this video first." And you went, "I'm just gonna see what this guy's gonna fucking try to sell me." I get it. I fucking get it. I've been in construction for 30 years. Okay?
Right.
But I'm different than anybody else you'll ever talk to because I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, and all I do now is answer questions and solve problems on federal contracts. So
Okay.
you can ask me any question you want to know. And as an example, the SAM.gov, hey, somebody's trying, shit, my team will do it for you for $700. Okay? But it is free to do if you can figure it out. But I'll tell you this, there's there's a million entities registered with SAM.gov. A million.
Okay.
Only 25,000 of that million are contractors.
Okay.
Okay? So there's 25,000 contractors going after nearly $1 billion worth of work every single business day. $1 billion every single
Wow.
business day. Now, here's the interesting part. Of the 25,000 registered federal contractors, how many of them do you think are actually getting federal contracts?
How many? I don't know. Probably,
If you had to guess,
I would say half of them.
it's actually 3,000. Now, understand that
Wow.
this is federal awards, it's
Okay.
trackable. Every single federal government construction contract is public information.
Okay.
You can look it up. You go to usaspending.gov.
Hold on. USA.
usaspending.gov.
Okay.
And so I hear this all the time. I Googled how to become a federal contractor, and it overwhelmingly says go to SAM.gov and register your entity. So companies go and do that. You could go and do that for free.
Okay.
But what do the numbers tell you? If only 3,000 of the 25,000 are actually getting federal contracts, what does that tell you?
It takes a little bit more than just going to SAM.gov to do that, huh?
Yeah, big time.
Okay.
Okay?
So what's the catch then?
The catch is I show you in that video how to actually get the federal contracts.
Okay. I missed one a while ago. It was probably like 3 years ago. It was the VA hospitals in Miami. They had one in Miami, Margate, Key West. It was for them. It was over $4 million.
Yeah, I've done tons of work for the VA over my career. In
Right.
fact, there's a VA hospital. I'm trying to think. It's northwest of Orlando. It's kind of up. It starts with a G.
Gainesville.
Gainesville. There's a VA hospital in Gainesville. I did the incinerator. We had to do a rehab on their incinerator.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, that was the last VA job I did.
Nice, nice. Okay. So what's the catch of getting the jobs?
I teach it in that video.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it. Okay, I'm gonna watch it as soon as we get off.
Look, a couple of things before you get off the phone because we're here, we're talking, and let me just give you a few things, a few thoughts.
Okay.
In your business, if you go out tomorrow and give 100 quotes, is there anything legal associated with those quotes, or are they just quotes?
They just quotes.
That's right. But if you Google FAR 13.004, the Federal Acquisition Regulations, which I teach in that video, but I'm just going to, entice you here. The first thing it says is legal effect of a quotation, implying that there's something legal associated with a quote that you turn into the federal government.
Okay.
Now, in your world, if you give a quote and the client signs it, what do you now have?
The contract.
That's right. But in federal government contracting, when you turn in a quote, they can't sign it and turn it into a contract. They can't.
Okay.
Okay? And because of that, you are at zero risk when you turn in a bid to the federal government.
All right.
Now, in your business, you do run risk with every quote because what if you messed up, they sign it, now you have a contract.
Okay.
You do run risk. But in federal contracting, I teach you how to bid jobs at zero risk.
All right.
In that video, I teach that for free.
Nice. Okay.
Okay. And the other thing is, in your world, if you go out tomorrow and you get a $150,000 contract or whatever, a remodel, is there any evidence to the public that you got that contract? In other words, can I walk into your office, open up your filing cabinet, and go, "Holy shit, Davey, you got a $150,000 contract"?
Right.
I'm asking you a question. Can anybody down the street walk into your office and open your filing?
Of course not. Of course not.
Because it's private.
Private.
Okay? But every contract I ever got in my career, is that private or public?
Public.
That's right. So do you think I would ever lie to you or anybody else about any federal contract I ever got?
No, sir.
Because somebody could look that up and call me a liar.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Okay.
You get that? Now,
Yes, sir.
in addition to that, the people that I've taught to get federal contracts, are their contracts private or public?
Public.
That's right. So you think I'd ever lie about any contract my guys has ever got?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, with that said, are you in front of a computer?
Yes, yes.
Go to my website, GCExperts.com, please.
Hold on. Hold on.
I always tell people you only have to make two decisions when you have a conversation with me. Number one is this guy full of shit or not? Because if you decide I'm full of shit, there's no reason to go to step two.
Gotcha.
And then step two is, or the second decision anyway, is am I the kind of guy that you'd want to talk to about federal contracts? Because personalities are different. I'm not a coddler, as you can probably tell. I'm not the guy that goes, "It's okay, Davey, you'll get the next one." I'm the guy that says, "Motherfucker, you got to do this, you got to do this. If you don't do those three things exactly the way I tell you, it's not going to work." You know?
How to teach contractors how to make a lot more money, right?
Okay, yes. About 3 lines down or something, it says indisputable proof that our stuff works. Do you see that?
3 lines down from the top.
Somewhere near the top.
Yeah, indisputable proof our training works.
Okay,
I'm gonna tap here for proof.
What does the word indisputable mean to you?
Indisputable. It's gonna work.
Okay, click that link and let me explain what you're seeing.
Okay. I'm here.
Okay, scroll down about, I don't know, just scroll down a little bit where you're going to see a big guy in a black shirt that says AMG, Dennis of AMG. Now, don't play the video. I just want to explain to you how that page works.
I got him. Dennis, AMG.
Okay.
Government contract experts learning.
Now,
contracting.
If you decided to hit play on that video, what you would see is Dennis going, "Holy shit, these guys are the experts." Okay, I just For the purposes of this conversation, I just want you to imagine that if you hit play on that video, that's a contractor going, "Oh my God, Sean Reitmeyer is the best." Okay? Now, underneath his video, there's a red button.
View his federal rewards since GCExperts.
I want you to click that link. It's going to open a new page. But I need to explain how that page works because the government changed things a little bit.
Okay.
So when you click that link, it opened up USAspending.gov, correct?
Yes, sir. USAspending.gov and
Now,
it's total awarding.
that's right. That's the question I'm going to ask you. What does his total award say?
$519,796.
Now, that seems like a puny amount for a client that's been with me for 10 years. Yes or no?
He's been with you for 10 years?
Something like that. But
Okay.
that seems like a small amount, right?
Yeah, for 10 years.
That's right. So what happened is the government website, they changed it. You used to be able to link directly to all fiscal years, but now you have to manually do it. So go to the top right of that page and it says time or something like that. There's a drop down menu. Click the one that says all fiscal years.
Okay. I hit all fiscal years.
Now how much does it say he's been awarded?
Hold on. It didn't change. Hold on.
This happened once before in a conversation I had with somebody else, and I refreshed the page or something. I can't remember exactly what I did.
Let me refresh it. Hold on. No, it didn't change. It says all physical year at top. I hit that, and then it didn't change.
This happened once before when I was in a conversation with somebody else.
Okay, I put 20. Okay, I put 25. It changed. 24. It changed. Wow, he made 1 point.
Yeah, if you were able to see it, just trust me, it's something like 9 million or something.
Oh, it did it now. After I started, 6.5 million.
Okay. Well, I think it's actually higher than that, but look, this is my point. If you go down the indisputable proof page, you're going to see a bunch of my clients' videos. I encourage you to watch them. Okay? But the thing is anybody that you talk to should be able to prove to you that their shit works because this is public information.
Gotcha.
Okay? That's the difference, is that if you go talk to any other quote guru on the internet, say, "Motherfucker, show me your clients and show me their awards. Prove to me that they are your clients and show me their awards."
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
That's the difference between somebody who really did it and somebody who's trying to blow smoke up your ass.
Gotcha. Now let me ask you another question if you don't mind.
Sure.
Because I see all these companies talking about, oh, just register with us, pay X amount of dollars, and we'll send you all the leads anytime there's a bidding contract. Like, how do you find these awards? Like, what site are you going to find the work?
Okay. That in the video that I recommended that you watch, I talk about Bid Tracker. Since we're on the phone right now, I want you to go to another website, open up a new tab,
okay,
and go to B like Bravo, B
hold on.
BID TRAKKER.com.
Okay, let me save this on my favorites.
I invested $250,000 to create the software that you're about to see.
Okay.
And I want you to hit play on the video, and it's only a 3-minute video or 2-minute video. Just hit play and watch it.
Bid tracker use has been somewhat complicated in the sense that Down the Mall was specific browser dependent. It was a multi-step process, and it wouldn't even work at Fed Connect. All of that is a thing of the past. Introducing Bid Tracker 3.0. It's browser agnostic, platform agnostic, and will work on your phone or tablet. New features, including hiding an item you don't want to see anymore, or syncing an item to your computer or server, or even multiple places at once. You can even search for your favorite type of job. BidTracker 3.0 is the culmination of over 30 years' experience working within the government's ecosystem to provide a system of finding potential federal contracts that is easy, robust, and ready for your use 24/7. There is absolutely nothing that even compares. To learn more about BidTracker 3.0, please reply to this email or go ahead and sign up at GCExperts.com/membership.
So how can I get access to this? Is this something I have to pay for or anything?
Look, I explained everything in that video, but let's just talk about an estimator. Okay? I've bid over 20,000 federal contracts. And what I realized over time is I only need two pieces of information right now. Number one, I need to know when is it due. Because if it was due yesterday, it's fucking gone. The second piece of information I need to know is what the hell do they want? Okay. What BidTracker does is allow you to scroll down, find a bunch of opportunities, click the sync button, and then it instantly puts the files on your computer within seconds. Okay? But it sorts the jobs in folders that are named the date. So, in other words, the folder might be 0725 or 0825. Well, that's August 25th. If you go into the August 25th folder, you'll have your jobs synced there, so you can just instantly look at them, open up the PDFs or the Word documents or the bid forms or whatever. If you've ever gone to SAM.gov, that website sucks. If you've ever gone and looked at a job and downloaded the files, right-click, save as, right-click, save as, and then you go look at 4 different jobs and all the files are all, gobbled together and you don't know which one goes with which. Have you ever been in that situation?
No.
Well, you must not download files very much. What BidTracker does is it takes what everybody else, your competition, would be spending 6 hours looking for opportunities. BidTracker takes that 6 hours and turns it into about 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay. Now, do I have to pay for this access to BidTracker? How does this work?
I explain everything in that video you were supposed to watch prior to this conversation.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. I'll do my homework.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to try and sell you anything. I'm not even going to let you even try to get into my program. Everybody has to watch that video first.
So I'm going to watch the video, and then maybe, I think that's what I should do, because I'm very interested. I think I need to do my homework, because I am very serious about what we're talking about. I'm going to do my homework, and maybe I'll schedule another Zoom meeting when I'm a little bit more knowledgeable.
That's right. That's what I want, is for you to be educated.
That's right.
Because
I gotta do my homework.
Once you're educated, nobody can take that away.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So let me ask you, if I want to be one of your vendors and you mentor me, how much is this gonna cost?
The education that I'm giving you right now is free.
It's free. I know, but if I want to be like that other guy,
what difference does it make? Seriously, Davey, think about that. If you believed me and I said, "Hey, give me $50,000 today, and next week you'll get $150,000 back," okay? If you believed me and I said that, would you figure out how to get the $50,000?
I would try.
If you really believed me with everything, are you kidding me? If any smart businessman, if they really believed it, if there was all the evidence in the world, even if it sounded too good to be true, wouldn't you do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So what difference does it make on the money side?
Right.
Just go through the education. It's free. If you're,
Okay.
how much work did you put into getting your license with no guarantee? Are you guaranteed to get more contracts out in the construction world?
Nope.
So what the fuck, man?
Yeah, hey.
Just get the education for free and then make smart business decisions. That's all you got to do.
Okay. Yep, yep. All right. Sounds good.
I refuse to talk money because I don't give a shit about that. Right now, all it takes is just get a free education.
Education. Gotcha, gotcha. Okay. So what about this bid tracker? If I need this software.
I don't know whether you need it or not. We started this conversation with, hey, some guy tried to sell me some bullshit for $800 when I know I can get it for free. Fuck, man, GCExperts didn't exist when I started in this business.
Right.
Okay? It can be done 100% for free. I'm not going to try and sell you anything because the first thing out of your mouth was some guy tried to sell me something. You think I'm going to try and talk sales to you?
Right.
No way.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay,
The light bulb's either going to go off and you're going to think this is a smart business decision, or you're going to get the idea that fuck this, that's enough that's all I needed and I'm going to go it alone. And I would encourage you that if that's the path you want to go, I would encourage you to do it.
right.
Right now, your success in life has nothing to do with me.
Gotcha. All right. So how do I look at this software a little bit more? Bid tracker.
In that video, I actually show it in action. I pull it up live, sync some jobs, pull them up. That video is, it's just imagine that if you're gonna go into a room with 30 people and teach something for 2 hours, what would you teach? Like, what are you a subject matter expert at? I don't care if it's hunting, fishing, driving,
Right.
construction. What are you a subject matter expert at?
I would say like fishing. I do that all the time.
Okay, fishing. So you could go into a room and talk about fishing for 2 hours and educate some people in fishing. Because I don't know anything about fishing. I might go into that class.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Okay.
I'm a subject matter expert. I only know one thing: federal contracts. Okay? And what I know for sure is that when I teach something, or let's take your example. You go into a room, teach fishing. Can you imagine that there might be 5 people in the front row that go, "Oh yeah, I knew that. Oh yeah, I know those lures. Of course I know that knot. Of course I know that when you're, got one on." There's going to be 5 know-it-alls. But
Right.
can you also imagine that there'd be 5 people in the back of the room going, "Jesus Christ, you got to touch the fish? Fuck that, man. I don't want to do anything to do with this fishing stuff." Okay?
Right.
But 20 people, the rest of the people are going to be sitting there going, "Oh my god, never considered that. Wow, if I used that type of lure in this condition that he just said, that's going to probably work." There's going to be a bunch of people that are going to really get a good education from your speech, right?
Okay.
My stuff works the same way. All right, there's going to be 5 know-it-alls. Maybe you're a know-it-all. Maybe it's 28 hours of training. Maybe you might look at that and go, "Jesus Christ, that's the dumbest shit I ever saw." By the way, if you go to my website, GCExperts.com, at the bottom it says our refund policy. Like, I put it front and center on the website. It's not buried deep in terms. It's not,
Right.
okay? And it clearly says, if you go through the workshop and you think we're full of shit, call me up. I will laugh about it and give you your money back.
Okay.
Nobody's ever done that, but if, if you want to be the first, it will crack me up.
Right. All right. So I guess I'm gonna look at all this stuff and I'll schedule another Zoom meeting with you next week.
Just text me and we can either FaceTime or talk on the phone,
Okay.
or we can pop right back here in the Zoom. I mean,
Okay.
it's just, if you, let's say you taught fishing for 20 years and decided to put that on a website and make a video about it. Can you imagine that you wouldn't want to rehash an hour worth of content every single time you talk to somebody new? You'd rather them have that content, okay? And then if you get on a Zoom with them, they're educated. Now they know how it works. The the conversation that you have after that is
totally different.
So much more valuable.
Yeah, I agree. Yes, sir. All right. That's what I'm going to do. So that way I don't feel as lost with the videos and not watching this and not watching that.
Well, I mean, my point is look, you spent all that time invested in licensing and trying to figure out how to get contracts and that kind of stuff. In federal government construction, you don't need any license. I have never had a license of any kind other than a driver's license. And my dad and I did $1 billion worth of work for the federal government.
That's unbelievable.
Okay. Do you want me to show you right now how that's true?
Show me.
Okay, we're going to play a game. You've heard of the SAM registration, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you the answer to the question before I ask you the question. Are you ready for the answer?
Yeah.
The answer is SAM registration. Are you ready to play?
Yeah.
Okay, there's one thing and one thing only required to be a federal contractor, and that is a... Okay, we're gonna start over, Davey. I'm gonna give you the answer to the question before I ask you the question. Are you ready for the answer?
Yeah, come on.
SAM registration. Are you ready to play?
Yeah.
There's one thing and one thing only required to be a federal contractor, and that is a...
SAM registration.
So if you sell cake mix to the Navy so they can make cakes on ships, what do you need?
SAM registration.
If you sell bullets or aircraft parts or even construction goods and services, what do you need?
SAM registration.
Okay, now we're going to play the other part of the game. You're in Florida?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You know what a transformer is?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to give you 3 scenarios. Scenario number 1. The transformer shall be replaced by a licensed electrician in the state of Florida. Now, that has nothing to do with the company that got the job. All they needed was a...
licensed contractor in the state of Florida.
You keep failing, Davey. There's one thing and one thing only required to be a federal... Okay, so the transformer has to be replaced by a licensed electrician, but the company that got the job, all they needed was a what?
SAM registration.
Okay, so you have to coordinate the job and hire a licensed electrician to replace that transformer. Okay, scenario number 2. The transformer shall be replaced by a licensed electrician. Well, now any licensed electrician from any state can go into Florida and replace that transformer. Again, it has nothing to do with the company that got the job.
Okay.
All they needed was a SAM registration. Now, there's no such thing. This is federal eminent domain property. There's no such thing as a state inspector going on to a federal job. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Scenario number 3. The transformer shall be replaced. That literally means you and I can go out there on a Saturday and replace the transformer. It gets written all 3 ways all the time. You just have to read the requirements and comply with them. But it's because of that that I can tell you, I've done $1 billion worth of work for the federal government. I have never had a license of any kind other than a driver's license. I just coordinate the job, comply with the requirements. If the last roofing job I did, we got $5,400 a square for a cedar shake roof in California at the base of the Golden Gate Bridge. And it required that a licensed roofer perform the roofing. So we hired a licensed roofer in the state of California. But that same job in Texas would not have that requirement because there is no such thing as a licensed roofer in the state of Texas.
Okay.
Okay? There's no licensing requirements in the state of Texas.
What? None?
As far as I know.
Okay. Wow.
But look, it doesn't matter to me. Whatever the requirements say, you just comply with them. But I don't have to have the license. So I look at people like you and I go, why the hell would you go through all the effort of getting those licenses when you can just bid the job and hire those guys locally to get it done? And then, I turn the job in for $1 million. They charge me $700,000 and I make $300 for just putting the deal together.
Beautiful.
I explain how all that works in that video.
Okay. Gotcha. Nice, nice. I'm learning.
Good, because that's the purpose. That's the purpose of any conversation you have with me, is open your eyes as to what this is.
Gotcha. Yeah, you teaching me now. I'm definitely opening my eyes. I'm not just looking at what I do now, right? You just got the whole board right in front of you. Whatever you can bid and wheel a deal and close it, that's what you do.
That's the whole deal right there.
I see you now. You open up my eyes. It's not about doing what I specialize in and my line of work. It's getting a contract and finding somebody that can supply the demand, make your money, and keep it going and keep it moving. I never thought of it like that. Yes, sir. Okay, okay. Very smart. Yes, sir. All right. How long you been doing this for, you say? You and your father?
So, in the video, I explained what happened in 2005. My brother was in a boating accident, got star flighted to the hospital, and had a golf ball sized portion of his brain removed. At the time, we had about $30 million worth of federal contracts on the books. We were doing about $20 to $40 million a year in federal contracts. And anyway, I'm sorry, I just started thinking about my brother, but we spent the next 5 years basically putting him back together, about $200,000 a month for 5 years in a row, and then Obama, the recession happened, and Obama issued the American Reinvestment and Recovery Act.
Okay.
And we were basically retired at that point and just focused on family. Obama had issued $150 billion worth of stimulus money for the country.
Okay.
And the local newspaper here, the Austin American Statesman, wrote an article that the construction industry had gone to shit. And my dad took exception to that and actually wrote the author of the article and said, hey, maybe residential and commercial's gone to shit, but the federal government, Obama just issued all this money for the stimulus package, but there weren't enough federal contractors to eat the meat on the bone. And if you do some research into my dad, his name is Doug Reitmeyer. You can Google him.
Okay.
Among other things, he climbed the Golden Gate Bridge. If you go to topoftheGoldenGateBridge.com, there's a picture of my dad literally standing on top, at the very top of the Golden Gate Bridge with his arms out. But he got into federal contracts in the 70s. Built a company in the 80s that went from $500,000 the first year to $95 million their ninth year. They doubled in size and revenue and profits every year for 10 years in a row. Again, this is all public information. You can look it all up.
Okay.
Of course, $95 million in 1980s monies, you can imagine they were wealthy beyond wealth.
Okay.
And anyway, so the accident happened. We put my brother back together, and so the girl asked him to write an article about the federal market. So he did. He wrote it. There was a popular movie at the time, "Show Me the Money," "Show Me the Money" or something. But he titled the article "Show Me the Money," and he explained how in the federal market, how as an example, the Prompt Payment Act, federal contracts, you're guaranteed by federal law to be paid in 14 days on a partial pay request. Um, and so he wrote that article, but what we didn't know, they published it. What we didn't know is that when you publish an article, it can be picked up by other organizations. I forget what they call that, but anyway, that article got reprinted in a national magazine called CCR, Commercial Contractors Renovation Magazine, or something like that. But a guy named Jacob Kroll read that article and contacted us, just cold called us, and asked us if we would speak in front of his group of roofing and restoration contractors. So sure. So we go up to Dallas and we give this speech. And at the end, my dad said, "I'll take 10 contractors into a room and teach you everything you need to know to be successful in the federal market." And he said, "It's $10,000. So he gets $100,000 worth of checks. And I didn't know that there was no plan. And so he got bum rushed. Like, I actually took video of it. I want to say 30 guys ran up out of that room and surrounded him trying to write checks, and he only took 10. And so we're driving back, and I'm like, "What the hell was that all about?" And he said, "Sean, there's a problem. Obama issued the $150 billion, but there weren't enough contractors to bond $150 billion worth of work. And so $47 billion got pulled out of the stimulus package and put back into the general fund." And he's like, "That money was allocated for we the people, for contractors, to put people back to work." He said, "I'm just the guy to fix that. I'm going to create good federal contractors." That was the genesis of GCExperts. And if you look into my dad, he's that guy. He's a patriot. He was drafted for the Vietnam War, went into nuclear weapons, and then started with small federal contracts to help better our country. It's not whether you agree or disagree with how our government spends money. It's that he imagines that when our federal government builds a building, it has a mission. And when that building requires construction goods and services, he's just the guy to make sure that it gets done right so that the federal government can get back on mission, because nobody wants construction going on, right? So that's why when you watch all my videos, you'll never hear me say, "If you buy now," or "If you get in by the end of July," or August, or whatever. You'll never hear a push, and that's why I push back so hard on people in these Zooms, that it's not about the money. We're looking for really good, conscientious people that want to do good things for our federal government. Because if you get rewarded for that, it's going to make you want to do even more and better work.
Right. So let me ask you, you do work in multiple states, or you try to stay local, or you just all over the place?
As long as it's federally funded, what difference does it make where the job is? If you're not guy doing it, what difference does it make?
I guess you're right. If you're not doing it, yep, you're 1,000% right. Gotcha. All right.
Any more questions, or you want to just go watch that video?
Yeah, I'm ready to watch that video. You got me all pumped up. Now I feel like a little dummy, and I need to educate and learn and learn and learn.
And that's what I've found over my career. You will often hear me be very sarcastic with people. And the reason that I get sarcastic is because when you make a smart person look dumb, it's like a bullet to the brain, because smart people don't like to look dumb.
Yeah.
And so they want to make sure that that never happens. Okay, you got me.
Right. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll reach out to you next week, the beginning of next week, after I do all
Yeah,
this.
I don't care if you go watch it now or watch it next week or watch it next year.
I'm watching it now. You got me pumped up.
Just text me back when you're done. We'll talk some more.
Alright, sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, have a good day, Davey.
Alright, you too. I appreciate
Is it Davey or is it David?
David.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Thank you. I appreciate your time. I'll be texting back to you shortly.
All right, I'll be around.
Alright, thank you, sir. Have a great day.
You too, sir. Bye-bye.